Hey guys, how you doing? owlnonymous here. I am running the PC Engine version of Splatterhouse. I normally play the arcade one, but my PCB board crapped out last night, so unfortunately we're gonna have to go with this version. It's a really good port. People like to say it's an arcade perfect port, but I'll point out why it's not, but why it is a really good conversion. Alright, so let me get going and go. Alright, so your normal punch does 1 hit of damage. Your weapons does 2. Most of the enemies will encounter for the first part of the game will only take 1 hit of damage. At the very end, we'll run into a guy that takes 3, but we'll try to slide past him. You can jump past these puke piles here. You also have this slide kick, which does 2 hits of damage, and it stays active for a full second. So you're able to like infinite bosses or take out a row of enemies. Alright, so we're gonna try to slide past this guy. If we make it to the ladder, we are good. In this version, you can see my health in the very bottom left. You get back 2 health at the end of every stage. On the arcade, you only get 1. So the strat's the same for this. You come in this corner and punch left. Duck when you need to. So in the arcade, there's normally like 2 more piles in the bottom left and bottom right that are part of this boss. Gotta take this guy out for style. And you can also face towards the wall, which you don't really use in the game at all. So that green enemy you see does 2 hits of damage, or has 2 health versus 1, which we'll encounter here. So that wrench that's on the ground, that's for the arcade version. You get stuck behind a puke pile and you use it to hit an enemy that's at a distance, and for some reason they kept it in the port. These guys that are falling from the ceiling have 2 health, so the weapon takes them out instantly. I can pick up this enemy. We're gonna hit these water beasts. One of the best things about the arcade version is the sound that those guys make. It's like this amazing splash, but unfortunately that was not ported. Another thing, in the arcade version when you duck and land you don't make a splash, and it doesn't make a sound. Something I haven't mentioned so far is that there's not really that much RNG in this game. I will point out when there is RNG, but everything else is on a set pattern. But this is a really good port. I mean, it's pretty. It definitely does the arcade game honor. A lot of these patterns are the same, so I learned the arcade version and then came to this version. So it was nice to be able to transition. Alright, for this boss, we're going to come to this right corner, and we're going to look at the chandelier. There's 2 bottles that will appear. After the second bottle, we walk forward a little bit to the left. So there's the first bottle. And here's the second. We walk forward to avoid that jug. Now we're going to punch this chair against the wall. You don't want to go in too close because it will hit your head. Now we're going to punch some knives because punching knives sounds like a good idea. After this knife, the 2 knives that are in the corner of the rooms will come out, and then we'll have to attack this painting. The painting's going to want to get in between the left wall and you, so you let it. I knew it was going to do it. There we go. But we'll get 2 health back, so we'll be at full health. I was a little bit too far to the right. Alright, as you see, we're going to have a shotgun on stage 3. We're going to try to juggle the shotguns all the way to the end of the boss. We'll try to not use the shotgun. Once you pick the shotgun up, if you do your normal punch, it will activate it. So what we try to do is... Oh no. We try to do sliding or just ducking kicks. There we go. There's normally this weird baby thing that's right here, but it's removed from this version. We will see the same enemy later in the game though. Okay, that guy is a pain in this version, so I'm not gonna even mess with him. Here's the rock that we use, and then the second shotgun's right here. So we'll just juggle it by bringing it to the boss. Now, if you push the boss all the way against the back of the wall, he bounces against it. So you want to make sure that you're not doing that when you need to pick up the second shotgun. Soundtrack's a pretty good port too. This version's a lot more disco-y than the original though. Alright, there's the baby thing I was talking about. And like the different transition scenes kind of give you a hint. So that means we can pick up the harpoon that's against this wall here. We're gonna let these first two enemies fall down here. You don't want to fall down there because it's a whole other part of the stage that you can avoid. Alright, so this isn't a bit of an auto-scroller, but if you stop walking, it will actually stop the room. Or stop the slide. Oh, forgot about the baby. Right. Those guys are not in the normal arcade version right there. In the arcade version, there's also two of these rotating arms, and there's only one right here. But for some reason, the two that it normally is are right here. So what I like to do is I like to wait for the room to scroll all the way. That way the pattern is set. And then try to slide out of the way. Oh no! If you don't get your slide off, you have to jump, otherwise you're gonna get hit. So this is like a hall of mirrors. There's gonna be a clone of myself at mirror 4 or 5, 9 or 10, and then 14 or 15. What you should do is walk past it and then walk in and try to get 2 punches off. And then do a walk back and then a kick. If you trap the enemy or the clone in the left corner, he'll do like this jumping slide that you can't even do in the game. Alright, so it should be this mirror. Yeah, if you watch the Zallard play it, he dances in this room. I always want to dance, but whenever I do, whenever I do, I get hit. So that's what I get for dancing. So if we slide perfectly, nope. If you slide perfectly, at least on the arcade version, the heads will spawn above you instead of like directly where in striking distance. But I haven't figured it out perfectly for this version yet. Right, try to take out as many heads as possible, and then we'll start jumping at the cross like this. Oops. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna take out some heads. I don't think I've gotten a single hit on this thing yet. Okay, here we go. I'm trying to play it safe because I want to not die. Oof, this boss is going not well. This is the normal difficulty. I did actually discover just today that there is a hard difficulty that you can put this game on. Normally the arcade one, the hard difficulty is you only start off with 2 health, but all the HP of the enemies is the same. On this version, I accidentally triggered it when I was practicing this morning, and I guess it's triggered by holding down select. And then it changes the HP for a lot of the enemies, giving them a lot more. And I was like, what is going on here? Because everything I knew about the game was off. So I looked it up on GameFAQs and saw that it actually was a thing. So Rick's walk animation, still one of your guilty pleasures? Alright, so these chairs have 2 health. We'll pick up the, pick up the weapon. It's safest to do like a jumping swing, that way your active hitbox is like a line versus just in front of you. You should be able to just hold right here. Now these guys are so much more aggro in this version. That was goofy. Alright, so we're gonna punch this hand. Now if here we're gonna do a little bit of a left hop, just for timing. Alright, I hope this one, these guys, man. Okay. That's alright. I normally die in the next room anyways. So we'll just go ahead and plan that death. And I'm doing the hop strat there just in case. Actually, I don't die in the next room, I die in the room after that. Alright, so we're gonna do a series of jump kicks to take these guys out since we weren't given a weapon. $666 viewers, oh jeez. We could die in this room. We'll see. So these zombies, the full zombies, take 2 hits of damage. And what you want to do there is you want to do extra kicks. If you hold down, if you do a normal jump kick, your second hit after that will be punches. So if you hold down, you can do multiple jump kicks. And you want to do that to take care of the enemies, the zombies that could appear out of... Hold on, I'm probably going to die in this room. Yeah, there we go. That's fine. That gives us a full health bar for the boss as well for this room. I rarely make it through this room without dying, so I'm not really upset. There's also, so the ghost, the lady carrying the skull is RNG, so that's one of the first instances of RNG in this game. And they can be a real pain to deal with. Alright, that's fine. So, in the beginning of the game, we run into, it's myself, Rick, and the girlfriend, Jennifer, which is right here. We run into this building because it's about to storm, and we're looking for her, and then here she is, but she seems a little bit different. Alright, so for the first 2 phases of this, you just want to juggle the boss back and forth. And then in the third phase, after the first jump, you have to walk in and do punches, which you'll see. On the arcade version, I use the fireplace as spacing, but it's a little bit off on this version. She took her makeup off. Yeah. So, the dog room, this boss, and then the next stage, which is entirely RNG, is usually where people get stuck in this game. So if you practice this section right here, you'll be able to get it clear in this game. Alright, I have to concentrate on this one. Oh my goodness. So we just got an extra life at 70,000. We previously got another one from 30,000. So I do apologize for messing up. I'm a beast at the arcade version. I don't really play this version that much. So little things are off. Alright, so the spawning of this room, of all the bubbles in this room, is all RNG. You're gonna work towards a boss at the very end where you just have to like infinite combo. The alien, if it's in the bubble, it only takes 1 hit of damage. If it's out of the bubble, it takes 2. Alright, so I'm gonna have to concentrate on this, so I'm not gonna talk too much. Enjoy the disco version of this song. The boss for this stage is so much harder in this version than the arcade version, because the spawns are just really bad. It will spawn on you on purpose. If you do get one of these aliens on you, you can shake it off by hitting left and right rapidly. Oh no. Come on. There we go. I don't mean to keep on talking about the arcade version, but that's what I know most about. I'm just pointing out the differences. Alright, so now we infinite combo this thing. Now in this version, you have to like walk, you know. Please. See what I'm talking about? The spawns, the arc. Hold on. This is going really bad, really quick. Oh man. Feels bad, man. Alright, let's do that again. So yeah, if you're going for time, of course that would be a reset, because you have to do this entire stage over again. Oh no! But I'm not really that much of a speedrunner, I'm more of an arcade player. So I care more about like beating a game without continuing. Come on. Alright, let's try that again. This game is earning its troll award. There we go. So you have to slide away or walk away, because that does 2 hits of damage here, so you can die if you're low health. Actually, it doesn't do it in this version. Wow. So in the arcade version, it spits out like this goo. Yeah, I'm using an arcade stick. I just got an adapter for the PC Engine to use my Namco arcade stick. Alright, so this is 6 jumps in a row. We start to see these fire dudes that we have to stop for. And then these last logs, I'll have to do a neutral jump to not get hit. There we go. So this head appears, and it has these hitboxes, these hands, though the hitboxes are underneath it. The arc of all the rocks that are flying out is all RNG. Jeez, that was really unavoidable. The head takes 8 hits of damage, and it stays up, so you don't have to rush it. A lot of people rush here. You have to have patience with this game, otherwise it will destroy you. Oof. You also want to space out your punches here. That way you're able to react by doing like a jump or a walk out. I think there's 5 cycles on this head. The rocks are being really trolly right now. Looks like gooey cheese. So you get 100,000. Look, my score's 105,000. Oof. I don't know how I didn't get hit. You get 100,000 for defeating this boss. What the heck? So you get 2 more lives, or you get another life. Oh my gosh, this game is out to get me today. Trying to read chat. Probably not a good idea during a marathon run, right? Okay, there you go. Jeez. So yeah, that's Splatterhouse. A game that I absolutely adore and scared me as a kid. It's a game that people think is really hard, but it's actually very easy once you learn the set route. You just need to be patient with the game. but I mean, even an experienced player like myself can die. Thanks for having me, guys. It's been an amazing marathon, and look forward to Zed and Aquas doing Dai Nakamura. Thanks, guys, for watching.